Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the Lord. Nelson, that is, from the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, man, once again, I've got some special guests here. I've been wanting to get these guys for a long time. They're super busy, but the algorithm finally hit and blessed me. So, you know, I'm there now. And they're looking at me like, what the hell is he talking about? but it hit me. And so, you know, we have this great band here, and I'm going to read off a little something. You know, I like to write a little something about the individuals, man. So just bear with me for a moment while I big these guys up. Let me get myself together. So, ladies and gentlemen, my special guests today bring forth an incredible experience sonically and visually. Whether you see them on stage, in a video, or you're blasting them in your car or truck, you will be moved to headbang and mosh at will. You're not just in the moment, you become the motherfucking moment, man. Nice. Indeed. So their music and vocals are heavy and hitting harder than Mike Tyson in his prime. I really believe that. You'll really know that. And the band's name screams, we're a fucking problem, man. We're a problem. I love the name, man. Most definitely, man. I love the band's name. So to all my amazing viewers, listeners, supporters, and headbangers around the world, Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is, welcomes the incredible band, Violent Life, Violent Death. Yeah.
Dude, we appreciate it. That was that was an awesome intro.
Come on, man. Welcome. So, for my brothers that are here right now, please introduce yourselves and where you're from.
I'm Scott Cowan. I do vocals in Violent Life, Violent Death. North Carolina native. Grew up in Statesville, Winston, and Charlotte. So
okay,
nice. I'm Justin Campbell. I just play bass. I'm also from Statesville originally, but I've been in Charlotte like 14 years or something like that now. So
how long have we known each other?
Since
20?
We're like 20 years at least.
Oh,
maybe
really?
no, 30, like 30 years, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we started this whole journey pretty much together with music and exploring more of the underground type scene.
No doubt.
So, I'll tell you a funny story. He was a guitar player, and we started this punk rock band, and I didn't know how to play guitar at all, period. Okay. He was so bad, I kicked him out and learned chords. And
took my place in the band. I'd only been in there like 2 weeks or something. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. He took your place playing guitar?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to play.
Yeah.
How long ago was this? Just come on now.
Like sophomore year, maybe.
So because I know how
25 years ago. Yeah.
See, yeah, exactly. Because I call him Just Nice. So I know he's from what I know. So you say that it's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. At the time it wasn't. I was devastated, you know. But it made me want to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, man.
I just got a guitar. You know, I had to lie a little bit. He was like, "You know what a palm mute is?" I was like, "Of course I know," and I had no clue. You know, so
man,
playing the beginning.
Man, playing guitar is not easy, bro.
No, it's not.
No, especially in that time frame. You know, I had no idea and no money to invest in anything worth a fuck. You know?
Well, I'll go ahead and say it now. So. Back here, I have this guitar behind me, okay? So my boy Matt Acevedo, who I'm in the group with now, the magnificent Matt Acevedo, he's Texas. He's actually from New York, man, but he's amazing, man. He really is. He's an amazing musician. And he and his wife gifted me the guitar. So, you know, I started like, hey, on my journey of like, I'm going to learn guitar. And as I was playing like the most basic stuff, I was like, this shit is hard as.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had no idea. I always had like an idea of like I'm just gonna come out swinging, and I was like, oh, this is what this is. This is way more complicated.
It's way more.
And he did get really good. Yeah, I will say that.
There's no doubt. Yeah. There's no doubt. He got great, man. No doubt. So what's the best thing about being from where you guys are from?
I will say this: growing up in North Carolina, as far as like the underground music scene, it really we got the opportunity to not only experience seeing the bands and being as old as we are, we got to literally be on the forefront of when these genres were like really blossoming and getting started in hardcore and punk and metalcore and metallic hardcore and stuff like that. Now, granted, we were young, but it really shaped everything. So we got to hit the ground running on pretty much the first and second floor of those genres that really, that's why we're still here doing it.
Yeah, even at this age. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, being able to see like the birth of these new subgenres coming out of heavy music and like combining metal and hardcore and hip hop and all of that was the first time any of that had really been done. So we, as you as well, got to see the birth of really that thing that was so underground to where now it's a mainstream thing, you know. Right. So we've seen the whole progression from birth until what it is, you know, today.
And North Carolina had some really great bands that we got
innovative.
That we got to see that changed. Like we're like, wow, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can play this kind of music in front of all these people, and like it's aggressive. And being from Statesville, I will say it was the church scene actually that got us into it. Christian punk rock. We were like, oh my goodness, and we had all this local punk rock bands and hardcore bands that we would go see, and it was awesome.
Statesville was small, but like literally the scene was huge. It was just so many people in so many different areas of different, like the punk rock scene, the skate scene. All of that was actually pretty huge coming from such a small town. So the opportunities to play were pretty prevalent there. We had a place called the Upper Room, which was kind of like a Christian oriented like youth center,
right?
Whatever. So we could play basically every weekend if we wanted to. You know?
That's awesome, because I had one of my boys, Joel Wayne Scott. He was in a band when he was real young in high school, punk rock called Edify. And
that sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar.
But it was Christian, you know. And I was just like, and I would just look at him because, you know, he worked where he worked. He and his dad were real close too. But I was just like, man. And I would just look at him, and he had his hair like, it was crazy. You know?
Oh yeah, we had mohawks.
Yes, he had stuff. Yeah, mohawks. Sure. It was bananas.
It was crazy.
No, so that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and being from Statesville's location, we could go to Charlotte, we could go to Winston, Greensboro, Hickory.
Yeah, it was just the center of all of that. Yeah, for sure.
Close to Columbia.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it was definitely awesome. Not too far a drive. Definitely. So I know you get asked this question all the time. So, but for a very visual person like myself, because I see everything, you know, and people were just like you guys were just talking, I see it. You know, I can't help it, man. It's like the gift and the curse sometimes. But Violent Life, Violent Death. How did you guys come to that name, or did it choose you guys? I really want to know. I mean, I'm really interested.
I'll tell you. So we had all been in previous bands together and stuff like that, and those ran its course, as you know they do. Right. So we had started a new band. We didn't have a band name, and one night I was
she started laughing,
trying to think. I was like, what would be something cool? And I was watching this hockey movie, and it was just an off the cuff comment somebody made in the background of that movie. It was like, man, this is a Violent Life, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be sick band name.
Right.
Violent Death would be a sick band name too. And I was like, well, I can only choose one. And I was like, but I don't want anybody to have either one of them. Right. So I was like, I'll just take the whole thing, Violent Life, Violent Death.
Oh man, so that's how it came to be. But listen, that's the most organic thing, man. Something that just inspired you, man. No, I love it.
The other band names are horrible. I remember I was gonna. What did I call it?
Yeah.
What was it? Lord Party and the Demons from Hell.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. So I love your incredible transitions from fast to slow and slow to fast. And you have an underlying groove that complements all the heaviness of the songs. You know, just super dope, definitely. So how would you guys describe the Violent Life, Violent Death sound?
I would say it blends our love of 90s skate punk, bands like NoFX, Pennywise. We take those fast beats from there, and then we take what we grew up with, the metallic hardcore scene, which was just a lot of groove type oriented beats, and we just mesh them together as best we can, and we try to build a dynamic. So you're not too bored. You're not just in the groove the whole time. You can get aggressive with it, and on the other end, you're not just like, oh my God, when is this fast ever going to end? We'll bring it back down to you so you can get into it and feel it.
Yeah. Great tension and release you guys have, man.
Thank you. We really want to just like play shit we like to hear, and whether that comes from influence back in the day, like the punk or the hardcore or even death metal. I mean, we've listened to everything. We all have like super eclectic taste,
right.
Whatever. But
I understand.
You can't deny a groove. You know what I mean? And that was definitely a late 90s thing, you know, feeling that groove. And that was influenced in all of hardcore, all the hardcore that we grew up with, you know.
And Joe, who will be arriving late as hell as usual, he's really he's very masterful when he's writing his songs. He has he's like, okay, dynamics is his big thing. So he really takes the time and consideration about where riffs are placed in a song, how many times they are, how he's going to break down that riff,
how it's set up.
Really?
Sometimes I'll say, man, that song was crazy. He's like, it's only 3 riffs the whole entire song. I'm like, how? It sounded like 100 riffs. He's like, it's just about how you break down each riff, and even though it's the same chords, you would never even know it. It's pretty amazing to watch him do his thing.
Yeah, so he's technical with it also.
Yeah,
that's love, man. That's love.
Yeah, it's actually a lot more technical than it appears, which is part of Joe's process too, of making it seem simple. You know, maybe even using like a pop formula, but the inner workings are actually a lot more technical if you sit there and break it down, you know, and dissect it. And like, wow, I didn't realize this all was going on, you know. You kind of want the listener just to be caught instantly and have that groove and have that feeling, and then they can dive deeper, not to the point of where it's like progressive necessarily, but we all enjoy that as well. But just the inner workings are a little more progressive than you would originally perceive, you know.
Oh, awesome, man, indeed. And you guys,
and Joe, when he gets here, he'll tell you, he'll tell you all the musical terms. It's quite funny when we're trying to explain to him
our version.
I'm like, you know, just put that tag in there. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know, no.
Yeah, we have to mouth everything.
You have to tell you have to break it down to the very last compound for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Exactly.
So the orchestration of the songs are so on point, which we're talking about now, and the vocals complement the music beautifully. So please educate us on the writing process you guys actually have. We kind of talked about it a little bit.
So I write all of the lyrics and place them how they're going to be in a song. Really, I am not a sit down and write guy. I can't, like, if you said, hey, this album comes out and we got 6 months to record this album.
Right.
I'm gonna write all those songs in that last month. Like I can't.
You like the pressure.
Pretty much the day before I go into the studio is when I'll do, we're doing 2 songs a day. A day before, 2 days before, I've done those 2 songs. That's how my creative juices get flowing, because I'll second guess everything if you give me too much time.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. That's one thing I try not to do. When I do it, it's like I did it. And I've gone over so much stuff in my mental that I'm like, that's good. That's going to be good. Because I've thought about it the whole way going through. Like, what's that word I want to use? How am I going to say this? Or whatever. No, but I get it, though. I love to know the process of it.
The sources are fantastic. You're like, man, I can't say I can't say death again.
Yeah.
What's another word for death? Yeah. Like, oh yeah, duh. All these words you have in your repertoire that you forgot or you can't think of on the top of your head, you know. Right. And I write in previous band, depending on what band I was in, but in this band, it's more about imagery. The band, if you look at our cover art and stuff like that, all the merch we've done, it's imagery based instead of like what am I trying to say? Instead of
specific, like conceptual. I think Scott does a good job of writing specific things, but kind of ambiguously to where you can interpret it in your own way. Like with usually deeper themes per se, but not saying what those deeper themes are, not to put it in a box. Like if you want to take that out of it, which I always do, he sends me the lyrics and I'll give him my thought of, I'm like, the duality of man. And I'm like, nope. But also, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That what you thought it was? Cool. Yeah.
You allow the listener to go on their own journey of what it may be. That's what makes it good for them also.
Absolutely. You don't want to isolate anyone on the topic or make it too like, oh, this is about, a lot of like metal goes into those darker realms, which is whatever. It doesn't matter. That can be fun. But Scott can use, I think, dark imagery verbally to also describe something beautiful.
Present hope.
So I think that's cool.
And I try to stay away from the words you, me, and I. That way I don't lock it in as like if you hear I, then you're thinking about me, the person who's singing first person. I'm like, I don't want to do that because then automatically you've turned off people because they can't relate.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll just do complete ambiguous stuff and try never describe feeling and describe state of being instead of first person.
Specific. Journey.
Now see when you hear things, right? So I know I just write. I never even thought about that. So now it'll creep in my mind. Sometimes it'll be like, did I just maybe I said Scott said, it just because but I like to grab things like that because I always like to continuously learn to do whatever I can, to be better. I already think that I'm a great individual.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm the Lord.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nelson at it. But yes, indeed, man. No, I appreciate that, man. That's very interesting to me, man.
Now that's with this band. With other bands, I've used I and you because it's been a different thing. But since this band it's really about imagery, and that's I was like, you can't say I because then everybody's going to relate to I or me or you.
It becomes its own entity really as a whole, and I think everything, the music complements the vocals and the vocals complement, but just really the idea behind it, and then that way again people can make their own interpretations or feelings. Really at the end of the day it's all about some kind of emotional connection that we have with any of those things. And with a lot of past bands that we grew up on, most of the lyrics were so poetic and just, beautiful, telling stories and stuff that you didn't hear in mainstream music, and plus you could scream something and it didn't necessarily have to rhyme or whatever, it was more just about the feeling of what was being portrayed. And going back to the Christian scene for me, especially then, and I know Scott too, but it was such a emotional and passionate thing growing up in the Christian world. And we're like, wow, we can worship like this. You know what I mean? You can scream these feelings and cathartic whatever you needed to in that 30 minutes you're on stage. And for me, that was transformative from a spiritual aspect, to be able to not sing some hymn in church. You could go and scream it into a microphone and, swing your head around. You're like, wow, this is crazy, So that was influential to get us where we are now, or for me at least.
So Scott, I'll just say, just talking about Justin, no matter when, we were doing our No Power, No Crown stuff, every time I get around those guys, I was just always waiting for Justin to start talking.
Oh,
I was always waiting for Justin to start talking, to say something profound to me. And so I was just like, he's going to say something.
All the time.
Right, all the time. And I would just listen to him because he was just so much at peace with everything he was saying. I was just like, man, this guy right here is on another level.
Actually, when we got the chance to ride the shows, I'm always like, Justin, you ride with me.
Yeah.
We got a 2-hour drive. We got to
talk the whole time.
2-hour trip there, 2 hour. We get done playing the show.
Yeah.
2 hours back, and we'll turn off no music.
Right.
And just about anything from,
we'll deep dive into anything.
We'll make up movies about what live action rated R Skeletor origin movie be good, and talk about that for an hour and a half
for sure.
about what happened in that movie.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Just respect to it. So, Scott, your vocals are hard, yet smooth and clean. Because listen, I can listen to a lot of them, but you're just like, it's just love, man. So you are in sync with the music and definitely in the pocket. So how much of it is practice and how much of it is that you're just that dude, man?
I will tell you, I've done it. I know it.
Yeah,
I know my own voice. So it's not necessarily practice. Since I am not musical per se, I feel the music instead of understand it.
Right.
So I know where, what do they say? Vibes. Whatever the vibe, whatever that beat is, that's where I try to put those lyrics. And actually, I write 10 times more lyrics than should be in the song.
Okay.
So I could fill the whole entire song up from start to finish with vocals, and it would be good. But you learn to pick and choose.
Pick and choose, right.
Where they need to, where you can let things breathe.
Breathe.
Where it's going to make the most impact.
Dynamics,
yeah.
And honestly, my screaming, singing style is very, it's not a lot of people do it anymore because it's all throat. A lot of people scream from the diaphragm. I go straight from the throat every time. That's what gives you that acidic, raspy, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it's got like I said, it's clean though.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It to me, it grabs you more.
I try to enunciate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You listen to some of the old stuff, I'm like, matter of fact, I got an old band's album coming out, and they're like, hey, I need the lyrics. And I was like, oh shit. I don't know what I said there. I can't understand me either. Oh, Mr. Joseph is Mr. Joseph Bennett. He can tell you about
fashionably late. Let me get in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, bro? Welcome, man.
What's going on, Lord Nelson? How you doing?
Hey, man, listen.
See me at all?
Yeah.
There we go. Now we got you in there.
Yeah, get nice and close.
The brotherhood, man. Indeed. Well, welcome, man.
Basically, we just trash talked you for 25 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
I figured I'd get you guys.
We gave you props. Actually, yeah.
They did. Hey, listen, they did big you up. They did props. So here's the deal. Where are you from, young man?
Washington D.C. originally.
Oh man,
it's been a long time though. I moved down here back in '94. So next year actually be my 30-year anniversary. It's actually funny. I was talking to somebody about that on the way up here.
How old you were?
About how old I am, how long I've been down here for, and all that and stuff. So I like it a lot. I remember my parents telling me back in the day when we were moving, I was like kicking and screaming, like, no, I do not want to move. And they promised me if we didn't like it, we'd move back in a year. And I kind of
30 years
out
later.
like a year later, that was a bunch of crap. But I'm glad they made the choice in retrospect. So
isn't that like living in the South, man?
Yeah, man.
The South is beautiful, man. It's
man.
Beautiful.
It is. It's so much nicer.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's beautiful. So they were saying that you are really the technical guy of the music and everything, man. So
how
you really think about everything you write, every note. A 2-second transition will take him 2 weeks because that's how it's gotta be.
Look, it used to take me 2 weeks. All right, but I get real down and deep with it, man. And I don't know if it's kind of productive sometimes or not. But I don't know. I like to get real deep and lost and all that kind of stuff and just have fun with it and throw little Easter eggs here and there for people to pick up on.
Right.
And stuff. But yeah, I don't know. We got a new album coming out, which I'm sure they're telling you guys about.
No, we haven't got to it yet.
I got to it.
Oh, wow. All right.
We haven't been going that long.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to take my time, man. I like to take
absolutely.
my time.
But yeah, so I don't know. We actually busted this one out pretty quick, man. Usually it would take me like a month to write a song, and we wrote a whole full length in like 5 months. I don't know how that happened. That was the first.
We shortened the songs.
Yeah, we did shorten the songs, and I tried to take a little bit more of a basic approach and stuff, but still be us and still keep it interesting.
Yeah, that's what I told him. You may use a pop formula, but there's so much deeper understanding and progression in the way you write. You know what I mean? That sometimes it takes 2 or 3 listens to be like, holy shit, they're doing that there or whatever. So I think it's a cool. I like the layers. I like the layers in writing, and Joe does it the best.
So do you do the majority of the writing? I mean, so where else do you guys come in, or you have all the ideas as far as music wise?
So I'll come up with like the format and stuff, and we'll track it and this and that. And Justin will help me along too with some stuff that say I wasn't sure if I want to do A or B here or whatever.
Okay.
And then we'll finish that recording. I'll send it to Scott, and Scott will tear it up.
Yeah.
And tell me it's terrible. And Scott's been actually going pretty easy on me here lately. I think I've finally been able to write some stuff that he's been looking for
from the start.
Since our very first band Aria. So it's 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of which is good. I like that. They will bring ideas to the table that I didn't have, and I can start to be redundant sometimes. I feel like, and they'll help out with that, and and then David will come in and kind of spice up his drum parts and stuff, and so it's a joint effort there at the end. But I pretty much come up with the product to begin with before it goes under mass scrutinization. So
well, I'll ask because I already asked them the question and they had a beautiful answer for it. So I'll go back to this question for you. So I love your incredible transitions, fast to slow and slow to fast. So you have an underlying groove that complements all the heaviness of the songs, which I think is super dope. And so how would you describe the Violent Life, Violent Death sound?
We just try to keep it intense, man, as much as we can. And switching stuff up like that from the slow to fast really helps out. I think one of our favorite words around here is dynamics. And
I said it twice. Yeah.
So it's all about how you play riffs off each other and all that, and just keeping it interesting. And the goal is to have people finish listening through a song and they want to fire back up again and listen to it again. So, I guess that's how I would describe it.
Indeed. So it's cool that you guys really, you kind of bounce things off. And when you said Scott's like, nah, that's not gonna work. He's gonna tear that. See, because I'm so easy breezy, I just feel like I could do whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you throw at me, I'm good with it. I'm gonna come up with something with it. I'm just gonna do what I do because I got just love for the music. But the fact that you can say Scott, you was like, nah, I'm not feeling that at all.
Oh,
I'm not saying I won't do that.
That's the nice version of that. That's the nice. I'm not playing this riff ever.
Play this riff, I'm quitting the band.
If you don't change this riff, I'm out of here, man.
Scott loves to call our riffs that he hates Blink-182 riffs.
I do. I'm like, why are you writing that pop music?
I'm like, this is not a Blink-182 riff, you weirdo. This is all minor sounding chords. We got someone else.
David's here.
David, welcome.
All right,
specialist.
shoot him down.
As I call it, the S3JDs, man. The S3JD. Yeah. Dave, what's going on? Are you in there? You're halfway in there. Make sure. We want to get you in there.
What's up, dude?
Your world, man. Welcome. David's the drummer, right?
Yeah.
Let me go down here. Skins. We got listen. I paid attention. Scott Throat. Joseph and Joey Shred, and I love it. Listen, Thunder, man. It's all cool, man. It's all love, man. It's all love.
No, yeah.
So, being the drummer, man, sometimes they say what the drummer and the bass player, they're just like, whatever. You see all the memes and stuff about it, man. So, how important do you feel you are to the band, man?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Agreed. Are you kidding?
Agreed.
It's a rock and roll song called Silver Eyes.
about it.
Just kidding. Yeah, it's kind of important.
I'll answer. David is the best drummer I've ever played with. Like,
For real?
Seriously.
Awesome.
Definitely. And Scott and Joe and I have all been in previous bands for years. And David, like, hands down, totally is totally
makes
the best.
us sound awesome.
Yeah. If we didn't have David, I don't know that we would do this.
Yeah,
honestly.
I can tell you we wouldn't do it. If we didn't have it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
See, I love it. So, but so Joseph, though, you do what you do, but in your head, I know how I hear music. It doesn't take me long to hear something, and I really don't have to hear it again, and I can just write to it. So, are you hearing David's drums or what he might do, before he comes in to do his thing when you're creating? How's that go?
This is something we've talked about a few times. So it's the way I write. I feel like what makes a part is the riff and the drum beat together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So by default, actually, honestly, like I'll go into writing a song with the drum part in mind before a guitar part.
Okay.
I want to have this feel, and I want to have this drum part play off against this drum part for maximum dynamics, this and that, whatever. So I'll do like very basic stuff. And then when we send all that, David, he spices it up and puts his little signature,
the nuances on it.
And he plays it perfect.
He plays it perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. You guys have a great sound, man. I'm telling you. I can remember when you guys first got together, and I was just like,
yeah, you played. Man. You were at our first show. You played our first show with us.
I was just like, God, dog, man. I was like, this is love, man. These dudes here just really. Anyway, man, this is awesome, man. All right, so
yeah, man, appreciate it. That was a fun first show.
Hey, indeed. Let's talk about your EPs and the message you were delivering to the listeners. So let's start. Let's start with V. That's the first one, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So tell me about V.
V was just that was just me and Joe getting back into music after taking a short break, and we wanted to really write stuff that was super aggressive but like kind of simple.
Yeah,
more toned down, less technical, and just more in your face. And lyrically, I'm trying to remember what those songs are.
All the S's.
Oh yeah, all the S's. Silver Eyes. Oh yeah, the imagery for that.
Kind of went with the name, like you said, just trying to create kind of just an overall theme of everything and give it kind of its own entity, its own idea. Right. Which it had a little more feel of like there was a bit of a rock and roll influence in there too with early stuff. But we all loved playing those songs. We just played them to death.
I love the way you guys say imagery, to go with what you're doing, man. That's so important, especially in today's, imagery is very, very important, man. And you guys do that very, very well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's all Scott.
Yeah,
Scott's 100%.
No, I was watching. Listen, I'm watching. Scott and David was having a moment there doing something, so I was just like,
"Oh, he's taking a picture." Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was remembering this moment.
No. Listen, it's love. No, I just wanted to be a part of it. Like I said, I'm so visual. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, it's all love.
I'm surprised you caught on that. I thought it was out of screen. Just real quick video. Like, check this out.
Hey, content, man. Content. You got to have that content, most definitely. Yeah. So the next one, Come Heavy. It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
It sounds crazy.
Come Heavy, Brett.
It sounds crazy. So I looked at it.
Lord Nelson.
So tell me about this one.
So, Come Heavy Breath was more of it's kind of, I won't say apocalyptic, but it's kind of delving into really oblivion. It's
definitely oblivion.
Like it's the since Come Heavy Breath to the one we're doing now, I focused a lot of the imagery on what oblivion as a person must feel like. Like to just be like, oh my gosh, there's this vastness and there's this emptiness and it's full and it's everything all encompassing. So with Come Heavy Breath, we really started to delve into that and get a little bit more away from rock and roll and well, none of us that we played was really rock and roll. But
Right.
More, we wanted to go heavier, and I think "Come Heavy Breath" for us was really us starting to really find our sound.
Okay.
You think so?
Yeah, it was the song "Come Heavy Breath."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely part of a process.
And there's some sick riffs on there that I want to play again.
Agreed.
Yeah, we might.
Awesomeness, man. Okay. Sadness Reigns.
That was a fun album. That was, have you ever, like, you go on vacation and you leave vacation and for whatever reason it rains when you leave?
Uh-huh.
You're like, oh, that's just the vacation ending. That's the sadness range. You're leaving.
Okay.
Or like at a funeral. Why does it rain at a funeral? Stuff like that.
Right.
That's kind of what that was about. And again, the imagery with that was what we find in our lives, the feelings that we feel when we can't understand what's going on.
Despair,
all those things. But also in the back of all that imagery, there's a message of hope that it'll be all right.
Yeah, I think there's always like a counterbalance to it's an initial emotion, which may seem like a low vibe emotion, but there's always some kind of balance or duality to that because you can't have one without the other. And I think each album kind of explores that with even, prior to Sadness Reigns, with Come Heavy Breath, with destruction comes new creation. So there's always that counterbalance and hope, and really what perspective. That's why I think Scott writes kind of ambiguously, is so you can find your own journey of what that is. And maybe you are feeling despair, but there's something there, even just the feeling of the song that gives you that hope of like, oh shit, it feels good to feel despair right now because this song's so goddamn heavy. You know what I mean? That type of art and vibe.
It's kind of like getting to take a little bit of your anger out.
Yeah.
Like
it's cathartic.
Yes.
Heavy music.
And we've all felt the way of what these songs, the feelings they give and what the lyrics represent. So,
And that album too was the first where we basically had totally dropped the rock and roll sound and we started doing more like eerie elements and stuff.
Okay.
So got a little bit slower, got a little bit heavier, got a little bit creepier.
Yeah.
And so that was a big new leaf turned with that one.
So I'm gonna say this right quick. David and Just Nice, whenever you guys talk, just squeeze in a little bit more. We want to make sure that that your loved ones. I'm just saying, whenever you want to talk, I just want to make sure. Mandy's like, why was your face? Come on, man.
I'll pop in.
Yeah, they want to see you guys. Yeah, you can do it just like that. It's all love. All right, The Color of Bone.
Color of Bone, I feel like that was our first attempt at like really trying to solidify our sound in a more, what would you say? Like,
to me, the never-ending solidifying our sound process. To me, that was like just taking what we did off Sadness Reigns, the new stuff with that, and kind of amplifying it just a little bit more.
Evolving it.
And stuff. And at the same time, too, we were like trying to write more simpler songs. I don't know how well that translated in there. I actually had a theme at that album. It was like, I'm going to write every song basically in 0-1. So
here comes the nerd. Here comes the nerd.
So 0-1 would be like a chromatic reference, like 0 fret, 1st fret, chromatic.
Thank you. Because I was just like, what the?
Yeah. So I took that 0-1 because that's like the most heaviest. I don't know. It's the most evil sounding kind of switch you can do, just that chromatic one step up. So I took that and tried to present that in a lot of different ways and stuff. Okay. And I think Justin on the bass, really, a lot of that is 0-1. You can see it here, but we dressed a lot of it up so you can't tell it's that throughout the whole album. So that was kind of a fun little thing, if you want to call that conceptual or whatever at all. But
go ahead. It's kind of like I guess like a chef, like using one ingredient but making it however many different ways. Joe would take that one ingredient and try to present it, like you said, many different varieties. What is it, like macaroni 3 ways or whatever? Deconstructed macaroni.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that was that guy.
I was saying, and lyrically, that was it didn't necessarily have a theme, kind of like I could tell you there was a song I kind of loosely based on Pompeii, the destruction of Pompeii. Let's see, Rose Blade is about how beautiful a rose and how innocent youth is, but also how dangerous a rose is and how innocence corrupts. Hence the rose blade is the thorn, and so there's a couple of varying themes in that one for sure.
Yeah. So once again, as you're speaking that, my mind, I'm visually looking at that rose and looking at the thorns, and I'm there. So hey man, awesome man. You guys have created great imagery, with the titles also. So wait a minute, hold on here. So how much did the pandemic affect you guys?
Oh, it almost crushed us. The pandemic.
Yeah. I feel like every band was obviously affected highly by that. But yeah, for us, it was definitely a setback.
Yeah, that album actually came out during the pandemic. What a wonderful time to release brand new music when people are like,
scared.
Yeah.
Dying.
Yeah, I asked that because you guys were busy and you guys were out there doing a lot of stuff. And then it was just like, hey. So no, I understand it. Yeah.
We were like on a run with a couple bands from Maryland up north. I remember Scott being like giving us the play-by-play with what was going on in China.
But you guys don't know, man. This virus is going to take over.
We were like, nah, get out of here.
No way.
Scott knew.
Literally 4 days after we get back from that little tour, that's when they shut everything down. So
we got back from that run and they shut everything down.
I got sick as shit.
We were all sick.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my God.
I was so sick when I went home, and then everyone else got it. I was like, dang.
Oh, so you guys did actually have it?
We don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. You know what? A lot of people didn't know because a lot of people were sick. And then, you just hear so many things on both sides of it. And I never got sick, but I know a lot of people that did. And,
I got it 3 times.
Really? Yeah. And Chris Aiken, who's over the CMS Network, Chris said he almost died from it. It was real serious for him. So, anyway, not getting all morbid and whatever like that, but I had family members that passed from it also. So, hey man, so you take it as it is. I was one of the blessed ones. I didn't get it, and I pray that it still didn't happen for me. So, but it's all love, man. Yeah,
you're the Lord.
Yeah.
Nelson.
That is. Thank you. So, you guys, we were talking about the visuals. You guys have a great collection of videos out there. How important are the visuals to the singles release?
That's a you.
Okay. Well,
you're all visual.
True. Yeah. I will tell you, it's hard to try to think of how you're gonna. Nobody wants to see themselves and how weird they look on video. It's hard. He does. I guess I do. I'm like, God, I hope we don't look ridiculous. So that's why we did a lot of for Come Every Breath. We did the montage of stuff rotting away, bombs, clips. Yeah.
Right.
Now, the first videos for the first EP, those were fun. Actually, Sharp Suits is one of my favorite videos we did. I like that real in your face. If you're going to do a live band video, I want it to be in your face, as much camera movement as possible.
Right.
I don't.
Quick cuts.
Yeah, quick cuts. Nobody wants to see you just stand there, at least not in the music we played.
Right.
I mean, what it's so aggressive. And
energy, right. Yeah. Pure energy, man.
Yeah. And so Grave Walk was fun. That was actually fun.
That was cool.
Yeah. That was fun. My daughter is in it, which is pretty cool. She's a little girl at the beginning. What other videos we did? We also love doing a live video. That's we generally do one per album.
Hissing Tongue.
Yeah, Hissing Tongue.
I think that was my favorite one.
Justin's song.
Yeah.
Rot.
Yeah.
We usually do one. One about every.
Just having the videos of the live performance kind of helps put people there too. We try to be pretty energetic at our shows, albeit as I get older has slowed down a little bit because I hate feeling like shit the next day.
For 4 days.
For 4 days, yeah, for sure.
Hey, we're all there, man. Yeah, we're all there. I'm older than you guys. We're all there, most definitely. I know that, but no, your energy on stage is amazing. It's a beautiful, it just all comes together so well, man. I'm telling you, man, you guys are really, really dope. I'm not just saying that. I know I love music and I love all kinds of music, man, but But you guys are super dope, man. Most definitely. So
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
If you watch Justin, he'll secretly smile the whole time. So David will blatantly smile. Blatantly, he's just
I smile at everybody. Just having a good fucking time.
Yeah, that's another thing with the live show. I think we really all enjoy doing this so much. I mean, otherwise, especially for us three, we wouldn't David's still young, but we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't enjoy it as much as we do. So I think that comes through in our shows. And there's something like you just get so lost in the songs, in the moment, and sing that live. You, I think, become a part of that synergy with the crowd of just being lost in it. Time stands still, thoughts and feelings are kind of just become one thing, and it's you.
Well, I got chills when you say it. That's why I said earlier, you become the moment. You're not just in the moment. You become
absolutely.
that moment, and that's a beautiful thing. Something you'll never forget. You know, at this time, I was doing this right here, and it was just like, it's awesome.
And how fortunate are we to have so many of those moments? Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. Like doing this as long as we all have. Yes. It's why we do it. You know, you say you do it for whatever, you know, when you're in high school, it's to be cool or whatever. But it's once you have those moments, it's undeniable. And like going back to what we were saying earlier too, especially coming from like a religious or Christian scene, it's something connecting to something that's divine, even if that divinity is that moment.
There he is again, Scott. There he is. Hold on. But what I was gonna say earlier though, Scott, you were speaking and I was like, now listen to Scott. I said, Scott, I know why you guys ride together. You guys are right there in sync with each other with that conversation.
The band talks like we get together. Oh, it'll go from, like I said, UFOs to or whatever. How much space is between each cell in your body, and then we'll get in an argument over how much what little space, how much it actually takes up in your body. You're like, you were wrong, by the way.
Holes in your body. Stop.
And that's awesome, man. Awesome. So we kind of segue into what you were saying about enjoying and what you're doing. So which do you enjoy more, creating or performing?
Ooh. That's a good question.
I think when we're creating, once you hear the final product, you know, you're like, oh my gosh. And then you jam it out for 2 weeks and you're like, I hate all these songs now. Playing it and getting that response after having a fantastic show, there really is nothing like that for me. Because we can play old songs and see people go nuts for a song we wrote 5 years ago. I'd say putting everything together for me. Like I'll spend literal hours on this stuff, man. Like once I get into writing an album, it's like all I'm doing for weeks on end, and just to like go through that process and then watch it all come together and hear it like the final product of the recording for me is like fucking the best. But I love playing there too. Yeah. So
well, Joseph, the beautiful thing about that is that these other young men here appreciate that about you, because everybody's not built to go in there and enjoy it like that. You know, looking at all the sounds of it should be this or that or this, hey man, as long as they appreciate you, that's a beautiful thing. And as long as
they do.
Yeah. No, I know they do.
I have this image of Joe just like with his guitar on his chest. He's laying on the floor, just kind of depressed, red face, smoking a cigarette, trying to figure out a 2-second riff for a transition for 2 weeks.
Very symbolically, like, sometime actually.
That's awesome, man. It really is. It really is.
Man. It's a wild process because once I get started into that, it's like I'm living and breathing it. Like I'll go to bed and I can't even sleep, so I'm sitting here like with riffs in my mind, just like trying to figure stuff out and all that. So it's awesome though. I love it.
No, that's a beautiful thing. I feel you on that. So I want to say this. Me personally, I believe you guys should be playing the big metal festivals in Europe.
I agree.
Your sound is perfect for the unbelievable European fans, and they are great fans. So do you have any plans of touring Europe?
We got some connections over there. I mean, we talked about it a while back. I mean, honestly, it's just like
expensive.
It's expensive. It is. There's no doubt. I just know that you guys would be it would be unbelievable because
we would love the opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys would
we're using
definitely
like this year to just kind of get back on our game, like how it was pre-COVID and all that. So we got some rooms, we got booking, we got booked and stuff like that. Just trying to really amp things up. I mean, if we get over to Europe, that would be like a dream come true for me. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, I'll put my job, whatever.
All right, I got that. We got this recorded.
David's a pilot, so he can fly us.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, awesome, man. Listen, can we get you a private jet somehow? Get you guys over there. Forget commercial, man. Let's get you guys.
Yeah. It'll be a Cessna.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Land on an aircraft carrier real quick.
Yeah.
David might be a treetop flyer. Huh?
Yeah.
So I actually have tomorrow, I'm interviewing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this band. They're from Reno, Nevada called Preacher. Have you ever heard of them? So,
I've heard the name. I've definitely heard the name.
So, they're a metalcore band, man, and they're just even watching them and doing my research on them, just dope, man, just unbelievable. You guys might need to be, they tore a hell of a lot, and they were, driving in there. They got like a yellow school bus, I think it is. That they tour in, that they drive, but they've been here. They played the Blue Ridge Festival.
We played that a few years back.
Yeah. So they played that, and they're from Reno, and they just came across, man. So I'm gonna look forward to talking to them tomorrow too, man. But
that's cool.
Yeah. You guys might need to link you guys up in short.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Yeah. So I will definitely mention you guys tomorrow, man.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Give me your information and everything, man. Because I really believe it. You guys should be out there doing that because it's that good. I think that the fans will really gravitate toward it, man, and enjoy it, man. Just me, man.
We love to. That's the goal this year.
Yeah.
I think we're just like this year. We just got a new guitarist too, Daniel, who may show up at some point.
Okay.
But we're just now being able to kind of rebuild our momentum. You were talking about the pandemic. After that, it kind of slowed everything down, even to the point of where our other guitarist had a lot more stuff going on, and he wasn't able to do stuff. So I think with Daniel and his new energy and these new opportunities, I think this year we're actually going to propel us to do more things. So
poised to do things.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's changed from S3JD to S2J. Two Ds.
Two Ds. Dan and Dave, like the old Reebok commercial.
Dan and Dave.
Yes, it did.
I don't either.
Do you remember the Reebok commercial?
Yes,
Dan
it
and
did.
Dave?
Yes, it did.
Nope.
I'm old, so I remember. Yeah. So, what is the hardest part and best part of being a musician?
Best part of being a musician.
What is the hardest part and best part?
Oh, you can sing.
That finally. The best part
for me, playing shows.
The chicks.
Shows.
I really love just getting to smile at everybody.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Out with everyone.
I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off. No, what did you say again?
I said, all right, for me at least, the best part of being a musician is getting to play live, dude.
Okay.
Like, obviously, I know you talked about this earlier, but there's nothing more like satisfying than like watching everybody just be like, fuck it, I'm taking my shirt off, I'm rocking out, and we're going, and I get to take my shirt off, and it's like, whatever, everyone's taking their shirts off, like, let's go. And
David has the best connection with the crowd, especially for a drummer who usually doesn't have that opportunity.
That's awesome.
David instantly connects.
He'll just stand up and just start talking shit to everybody.
No, I'm not like talking shit. I'm just yelling at him. I'm like, let's fucking go, and everyone's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like something just takes over me, and it's just like, let's do it. Like we talked about faith earlier, dude. Playing drums to me is worship, 100%.
Yeah.
And that is like the happiest moment right there is behind a drum set. No matter where I'm at. I mean, especially playing metal and violent death, but I mean, any opportunity is a fantastic opportunity.
That's awesome.
David will like finish a song and act like he just got done like doing raps. Like,
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
That's really good because the drummer is driving that, the drummer is driving that, how the people that beat. So I know my guy Eric Sanders, who played on some Stuck Mojo stuff, great drummer. Also, my boy, oh my goodness, Jeremy Robertson, who plays for Chase Rice, country singer.
Okay.
The guy, he's from Columbia. It's my guy, man. He's been up there, with Prince and all kinds of things like that, and with John Blackwell, and I had him on the show also. So the drummers, man, they get in there, get that vibe and that feel, man. It just drives things, man.
Absolutely. It's the backbone of everything.
They keep everybody on in tempo, man. You need that drummer, man.
Yep. And David is the man.
Good job, David. Good
yeah, he's a walking metronome too, so we know we're always on point.
And that's love, man.
And even if he knows he messed up, we can never tell.
You just got to keep going, man. No doubt, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
play with another drummer again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
David's
that good, man. David's that good.
Yeah, for sure.
This.
Somebody's always going to be employed, man. That's love, man.
Yeah.
So funny story real quick. First time I ever saw David play was at a Stained Glass reunion show in 2012 with Scott's old band.
Uh-huh.
And you were probably what, like 21?
It was what year was
at
that?
that age. I was like 2011 or 2012.
It was 2012. I was 21 years old.
Wow.
I remember seeing David play. I'd never seen him before. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I'm stealing him from a band.
Oh, he called me
and we were in another band called Black Pope before this, which Scott kind of briefly mentioned earlier. And we were going to get David to play for that, but I think he had recently moved up to Boone or something.
Or California.
Yeah. No, I went to Boone.
Yeah.
I went to go be a raft guide for a couple years.
He's a shaka bra.
Really? Now, listen, I gotta hook you up with this girl named Jessica that lives out in California. She's not like that. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying she's into her yoga and she's into rafting and all those things, and they take trips and everything out there. And it will be. We'll talk about it. But
he goes cave.
Yeah, she. Oh man,
spelunking.
Yeah. I was a cave guide on the same spot that I was a raft guide. So I took people through Worley's Cave up in Elizabethton, Tennessee.
Yeah,
that's the one we went through.
That's the one we went through.
I was thinking about the other day.
Dude.
That cave was crazy. I literally almost died.
Dude,
There was that time, dude.
I remember you were trying to get down that ledge. No.
And like down below 20 feet was like spiked rocks.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, do not freak out.
Yeah.
Do not freak out.
Yeah. I mean, if you let go, you probably would have
died.
But I mean,
wow. So David, you're in
which I was, thank God. But dude, that was I'll never forget that.
So David, you're an adventurous then. That's what you are.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, he's a flies planes.
So I'm telling you, Jessica Winters is her name. John Winters is her brother, who's he's teching for Black Veil Brides right now.
Okay.
And,
nice.
Yeah, but you guys probably could talk, and I mean, she does all that stuff. They've gone overseas everywhere. It's an amazing stuff. And she actually did the Pacific Trail. She walked it by herself. She did that.
That's awesome.
Hey, crazy. That's why I had her on the show. I was like, yo, this is amazing. I'm amazed at you. You're a super woman. So it's all love. So anyway, man, I went off on a tangent, man, but you excited me about that. That's a good thing, man. So presently, what's going on in the world of violent life, violent death?
Recording.
Yeah.
We're just trying to finish up this album. We did EPs for the first 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
4 albums.
4,
I can't even check. And we always talked about how we were like never gonna do a full length just because it takes so long to write. But like after having like nothing coming out there because of COVID and all that, I felt like we had to do one. And so we're working on that. We got most of the songs done vocally, but hoping to have the rest finished up in the next couple weeks.
2 weeks.
And all that. So yeah, I mean everything album right now. So once we get that done, we got to shoot some music videos and plan the release and all that. So we're pretty busy right now.
So what's the? Do you have a title for the new one?
Yeah, it's actually Break, Burn, End.
Break, burn, end. Break, burn, end. Now that's saying once again we were talking about before.
Yeah,
it can mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what the Easter egg is.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you what the Easter egg of that title is. That is something that
stays here.
No, you know what it is, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you can figure out what
you can figure it out, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
all you'd have to do is look at my Facebook posts over the past few years and be like, he keeps talking about
now the entire
now you're just getting
Facebook.
Oh no, they'll never get it. They'll never get it.
Well, Joseph, you were talking about, writing and taking time. All I know is Scott already let us know that it's not him ever on the waiting for anything. Because no, Scott said he writes like, yo, it's nothing. He likes that pressure. He's ready for it.
Get the songs done lyrically for next song we're gonna record.
No, I told him that I'll do it 2 days before.
Yeah, Scott likes to wait till the last second.
Yeah, he just wants to know the deadline. Give me the deadline, and I'm there. So you go get his best work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, it's like what do you call it? Brain vomit.
Procrastination.
Brain vomit. I'm like, there it is.
It's like all the things you were thinking about, you can't articulate until the moment that you have to.
Yeah.
Pressure, boom, this makes the best sense. This is it.
Yeah. Not until it's an emergency.
I like it. All right. So what is the last song you guys listened to as a collective?
What is
like
that?
Listen to like period
in the car or whatever?
Period. Whatever
song.
I've
been on this At the Gates kick lately. Their album At War with Reality came out like 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like just now getting around to listening to it. It's fucking awesome.
A band that ripped off At the Gates, Darkest Hours, Human Romance. It's their 12th anniversary. I think yesterday or today. I just listened to the first 3 songs of that right on the way over here.
Nice.
Darkest Hour.
Sick.
What you got, Justin?
I have no idea.
Eskimo Cowboy?
Yeah, probably. Or maybe some like source vibrations meditation mix or something.
8.4 hertz.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Cigarettes.
I think for me, well, to be honest, I've actually been on this huge audiobook kick lately.
Nice.
Yeah. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, by the way. But before that, I was on a huge Shadow of Intent kick. I don't know if you ever listened to them, but I jam Melancholy like all the freaking time because the drums are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane what it does. So anyways, yeah, Shadow of Intent. If you haven't listened to them yet, dude, put your earlobes on.
Shadow of Intent.
Halo band, right?
They're like symphonic deathcore.
But isn't their name from Halo, the video game?
I'm honestly not sure, but
I don't know.
It is pretty cool.
I could be making that 100%.
I always like to ask that question, and then the fact that I have 4 individuals here giving different answers of different kind of things is awesome, man. Because a lot of times, it's like, well, we just listen to what we're doing, what we just made, whatever like that. But you guys are like, no. We're over here.
That's coming later.
Yeah. They're still waiting on Joseph is what they're doing. You guys are waiting on Joseph to finish his thing, man.
Yeah,
So, now I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this new project. So it's going to be a full-length album, huh?
Yep.
10 songs.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Bare minimum full album.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's good though, man. No, 10 songs is it, man. That's love. That's love. So, well, I'm gonna ask this bonus question, man. Justin, what's up with brownies, man? I think I heard somebody say something about there. You said that you if you would have fallen because I don't know if you said you were high or something like that. I don't know. I'm just asking about brownies, man. Justin, what's up with the brownie situation? Are they?
Yeah, I'm usually high.
Are they still in full effect?
I'm always high, for sure. Yeah, I don't do a lot of edibles because they'll wreck me. It's almost kind of like a psychedelic trip. So I usually just smoke, but I don't know. I guess I'll do them if I have one. If somebody offers me one. But my favorite brownie thing was a clip I saw of a guy, like a news reporter was asking this stoner how many doses was in this brownie. Yeah. And he felt the brownie and he was like, 1. So I was like, yeah, that's the best answer ever. There's one dose.
I just say that, man, because really I'm just the most straight edge person there is. I just like, I get high on the music, most definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't worry about nothing anybody else is doing. I love whatever you're doing, whatever gets you to where you need to be. I used to laugh at those guys so much because it was just like, it was a show. It was a beautiful show to watch these guys. I was just like, Big Dirty and Justin and Jeff. And I was like, these guys right here, man. It was awesome. It was just
They're
awesome.
Hardcore, man. I had to, when I first met Steve and Jeff, especially Jeff. Jeff is fucking crazy, man, in the best way possible. But he was telling me stories from his tour days and shit back in the day. I was like, I haven't done anything. After hearing Jeff talking about like driving on acid and stuff, like,
oh my god,
in the Method 51 days and stuff, I was this dude is so metal. Like my little stories are nothing compared to those guys for sure. They are hardcore.
So the rest of you guys, that's not you guys. You don't mess with brownies and stuff like that. You just.
Joe does, yeah.
What, do drugs?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I like them. Like into expanding my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness,
psychedelics?
Yeah.
So I, with that being said, I haven't written a song sober in like decades.
Really? So I'm going to ask you a serious question. Now this is, but it relates to what we're talking about right now. So I have had a lot of people always say like, hey man, if you do this, your mind's going to be here. You're going to be there. And I always tell them that I just get high on the music. I just love what I'm hearing. It's the sonics of it that do it for me. So when you're in that state, you just say when you're in that state, do you feel differently as far as what you're creating?
That's why we do it. Yeah, because I mean, it just like, I don't know, it gives you the focus to really like hearing the things you wouldn't normally, and then you like feel the music like that much more. It's like I try to like become one with it and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like take all those normal senses you got and just like and how much you love that and just amplify it, and that's the deal.
I'm with Lord Nelson on this. I like listening to music 100% sober.
Right.
Same.
That gives me the chill bumps. I can hear whatever style of music, whether it's Frank Sinatra, Eddie James, to, death metal. If I'll get the chill bumps when I'm driving down the road.
Right.
I love that feeling. Just I like music, and being sober. I get it pure, in my opinion.
I think it's kind of, for me, it's kind of a set and setting that you already have a connection to something. Say it's listening to music. Right. If you already have that deep connection, however you alter your state, it could be drinking a Coca-Cola. Right. It gives you a caffeine boost and you're really fucking jamming out to some punk rock. Right. You're altering your state to enhance that experience. You know what I mean?
No,
I like listening to music on caffeine. You guilty as charged.
So it's whatever. Everything is an altered state of being, really. So it's really however you want to alter your state of being to get to the experience you want to have.
No, I asked that question.
Like we don't be getting wasted and listening to some music and being like, "This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life."
Okay, yeah, drinking beers with your bros, like be like, "Do you remember this song from 25 years ago?"
Yeah,
that's not the same as open road, windows down, hearing Brian Adams, Summer of '69.
No, that's real talk. Yeah, I'm with you. And listen, once again, no judgment at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just remember. I know you guys know the rapper Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane was talking about it. It was like, "Hey man, you said this in this song." He was just like, "I don't remember that shit." Yeah. He was like, "I was so high and doing whatever." And Joseph, as you were speaking, I think that allowed him to do a certain thing, but he doesn't remember it now. He doesn't remember what was said. He was like, I was so high and on Percocets or lean or whatever he was on. He's just like, I couldn't tell you what. I just created that music.
That's why you got to record the stuff with your phone.
Otherwise, see, but I do that anyway. So it's all love. It's all love. No, man. Listen, awesome segment right there. Gentlemen, I just want to let you guys know this has been a great conversation.
Absolutely. Likewise.
My platform is open to you guys anytime you want to come back. If you want to talk about anything, Joseph, you want to talk about how high you are when you do what you do. You want to talk about tone. David, you want to talk about flying an airplane, and
you want to come for a flight? I'll take you for a flight.
You scaring me, man. I'm not scared of the airplane, but I don't know. We'll think about it. I appreciate the offer though. Maybe. I might be too big for your plane, though, man. It might kind of make it drop.
You can go on the test run with David before we do.
Yeah. Y'all need to come still.
Well, Well, man, we appreciate you having us.
Yeah, dude.
Just anytime, whenever you guys are ready to release, your project, just let me know. You want to come back on and talk about it, and we'll just talk about specifically that. And I just want to big you up. I think you guys are amazing, man, and just continue success, man. Handle your business, man, and do what you do. And
hell yeah, man, we're trying. We appreciate it.
Not trying, man, doing it, man. Not trying.
Yeah, doing
it, baby.
Yeah. So please give my listeners and watchers your social media and your contact information.
Social media, do it.
Oh, social media. Facebook.com/Violent Life Violent Death. Instagram.com/Violent Life Violent Death. I think those are the only ones worth looking at. We got like Spotify and stuff. And
Spotify.
Please go to our Spotify. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. When I put this out, when I do my editing, I'll put some of your videos in there, man. I'll mix it up, man. I want people to really, see you guys and understand what's going on, with your movement and what you're doing, man. And
thank you, dude. Man. Nothing but love,
come
man.
On, man. Yeah, man. Love you guys, man. And looking forward to this next project, man. Most definitely, man. Yes,
and if we yelled the whole time,
we're sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know that people say I'm the loudest person that there is? Yelling is nothing to me. I enjoy it, to be honest.
Perfect.
Because I'm loud indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the Lord Nelson. That is, yes, indeed, the big guy with the big show on the CMS Network with Live and Loud with the Lord. Yes, indeed, with 5 Royals Entertainment. I said that all crazy, man, but I'm high right now. Joseph, thank me. I'm buzzing off you, bro. It's all love. Yes, indeed. Thank you guys again, man. I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Lloyd. We appreciate it, bro.
Dude. All right, man.
I'll hit you up this week, man.
Yes, indeed. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Free of charge, can't afford to miss it. We won't be ignored. No need for knocking.
up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.